guys, what's going on? The show is about to start in maybe about 2 minutes, but I do need some help. If you guys can tell me um, if my music is a little bit too loud or what have you, that would help me out a lot. So you guys can hear me and things of that nature. But we got like 2 minutes before the show actually starts. I hope you guys are having a great evening. I do see you. So hello to the world out there. And hey, my friend, what's going on? You said it's up a little bit of pinch. Okay, okay, Google, turn down one notch. Tell me, is that better? Official. It's been a minute. How are you? Thank you. So yes, that's better. Okay, great, great. So we got 1 minute until the show starts. I really appreciate your input and helping me. So I will go ahead and give my greetings. Hello. I am good. I am. Hello, Periscope, and hello to you, Proficial. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hello, YouTube out there, and hello, Facebook, and also I want to say that for some reason I could not connect to my Instagram audience, but I make sure this is downloaded, and so you guys know about what's going on. So welcome to tonight's episode where it is I answer. I have questions that are submitted to me about self-esteem and also being an author. So I, opt to answer these questions for you guys via live. So it is the segment of Dear Like the Juice. So I do have my first question all the way from the UK. And UK says, if you're someone that is suffering from low self-esteem, what steps do I take? Now, that question have a lot of layers. So let me say first and foremost, um, I'm not a licensed psychologist or a psychiatrist or what have you. I'm not a doctor or whatnot. I do have continuing education to help people to teach and aid them with self-esteem. I do have certification in it. If there's a question that is asked and I cannot answer, I will definitely get the answer for you. But this is basically going on my personal experiences and, like I said, my continual education, how to help people, especially adults, to still, who are still suffering with any form of low self-esteem, and that has a domino effect on their confidence. So I'm feel like I'm okay to speak on that because I am a self-esteem survivor. If you guys don't know my story, you can go to my website. You can go to my page about my story and how I was actually start healing as an adult with my self-esteem. So I have this to say to you all the way from the UK. First of all, you got to understand what esteem is. And esteem is sense of respect, honor, pride, praise, and admiration. And so, therefore, hello, thank you for joining. So, therefore, when you think about self esteem and when you think about the word esteem, you have to put the word self in front of that. So, that basically means that you have to have a form of self respect for yourself, you have to have a form of self pride. You have to have a form of self-worth and things of that nature. But it's easier said than done when you've had situations in your life to actually damage that self-esteem, whether it has been brought on from your environment, or people or peers or even parenting or what have you. So I have 2 episodes. I have actually 2 suggestions. Hello, thank you for joining, Mary Joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I actually have 2 suggestions for you how you can go about taking care of the necessary steps of how to start building, rebuilding, reclaiming, or what have you, addressing, maintaining, and healing your self-esteem. So my first suggestion is an exercise that I suggest to my clients, and that is actually to embrace their namesake. So you may ask me, what do you mean by your namesake? Your name is great, okay? It is a name that your parents gave you for whatever reason, whether it be that you was named after your uncle or whether you were named after your grandmother or whatever. It was great to them. But you have to personalize your name. So for your namesake, for example, the exercise that I tell my clients, what you need to do is actually start believing in yourself and who you are. So what you would do, you would actually take your first name and the alphabets of your first name. Good night and thank you for joining in. Blessed sleep to you. So what I was saying is that you take your name and you take the alphabets of your name and you form positive affirmations from your name. For example, my name is Lila, so therefore I will have L. So I will think of every positive word out there that I can actually attach to L. That I'm loyal, that I am lovable, that I am learnable, and things of that nature, if you know what I'm going. If I have, my next letter is E. I'm excellent. I am elegant. All those things. You find positive words to affirm your name. And so the exercise is that you're going to start confessing those things. Some people say confess, some people say declare and decree or what have you. But the bottom line is that you are affirming yourself because you want to start building up your belief system in yourself. That is one suggestion that I have for you all the way from UK. How do you start building your self-esteem when you've had low self-esteem? Another suggestion is that you need to stop thinking negative of yourself. An idle mind is actually a room for chaos. I would say that because what happens when your mind is idle or what have you, you start thinking about all the negative things that you have done. You would say to yourself, that is so stupid. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I am just so unworthy. I am not valuable and things of that nature. So what you're going to do to counteract those type of negative thoughts, even if it's one thing, you're going to think about the good that you have done for yourself. You're going to think about the good that you've done forever for other people. You're going to think about your accomplishments. It don't have to be a whole slew of things, but I guarantee you that you're able to find one thing that you're able to latch on that you've done and you've done well, and it makes you proud. So those are my suggestions that I have for you, all the way from Mary Kay. You are from UK. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Mary Joy. I'm looking at her name, but all the way from UK. Those are two things that you can start implementing right now. All of you guys can start implementing those things right now. So I have another question from David from Birmingham, and he says, "Dear Like the Juice, how to avoid getting complacent when you have achieved a certain amount of success?" So I would say to you, David from Birmingham, when you achieve a certain level of success, there are certain things that can kind of go on autopilot. That means that whatever you were achieving, that goal that you was trying to meet or what have you, you actually met that goal and you met that goal successfully. Do you stop there? No, you do not. Because there's always room for growth. There's always room to do more. Okay? So once you have reached a level of success in whatever that category is, now you have more time to focus on the next thing that you can be successful in and be consistent in it. So that is my suggestion for you, David from Birmingham. I definitely appreciate YouTube. I appreciate you, Periscope. I definitely appreciate you, Facebook, for tuning in. I thank you for turning in, turning on your ears and turning in your heart towards what I have to do. Listen, if you have a question for me about self esteem and how you go about being an author or what have you, because I am a published author, bestseller, and my books can be found, as I said, on Barnes& and Noble and Amazon.com. So it can be anything. And like I said, if I come across a question that I cannot answer, I will definitely get it answered for you. So make sure you tune in with me next Sunday, same place, same time. You know what I always say, faith cancels out fear, and fear cancels out faith. Have a good night.